This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Now we're picking it up from July of 87. And this is where the Great American Bash Tour gets kicked off. It's in Lakeland, Florida, the Civic Center, July 1st, 1987. There's only over 5,000 fans here on board. And this is finally the start, man, of the Great American Bash Tour. And there was a match here that was advertised that didn't take place. Buddy Roberts versus the Black Assassin. He's not on the card, but the rest of the card looks like this. The Cuban Connection beating the Mulkeys. Ron Simmons beating the Tahitian Prince. Terry Gordy and Buddy Roberts, who's in for Michael Hayes, beating the Mod Squad. The Florida Tag Team Champs, Mike Graham and Steve Kern, beating the Sheepherders, who we know will go on to become the Bushwhackers. And then there's a couple of matches here that are filmed for NWA Southern Pro Wrestling. Jimmy Garvin and yourself go to a 10-minute time limit draw. And this is not for Crockett TV. This is television that is going to be filmed at a Crockett show that airs in another territory. And that same treatment happens for the Rock and Roll Express. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson taking on Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane. What do you remember about NWA Southern Professional Wrestling and them recording these matches here?
Would that air down in Florida?
I think so. Yeah. I would think that that's where it would air, or perhaps it was more Georgia or Tennessee. If I'm honest with you, I just know that it took place in Lakeland, Florida. And that's what's annotated here, which is sort of out of character for the time.
Yeah, you wouldn't normally say emanating from so-and-so.
Right.
It would just be like, this is our local TV show, and here's some of the talent that are performing on it, right?
Well, I think just Southern was really hand in hand with the Florida territory, but perhaps they had some syndicated. I'm not sure how far that reached, but I do know that Jim Cornette is not a part of this match. His absence has explained that he has sustained an injury prior to this altercation here. So, yeah, unfortunately, no Cornette on this one. The card would continue, though. Nikita Koloff picks up a win over Lex Luger in a no DQ match. Then we've got Blackjack Mulligan, Bugsy McGraw, Ed Gantner, and they're going to go ahead and beat Dory Funk Sr., Sir Oliver Humperdinck, and the Black Assassin, who's in here substituting for Kevin Sullivan. And then we've got the Florida heavyweight champion, Mike Rotunda, beating the Barbarian. So I guess, yeah, clearly this is the Florida show. And then our main event, or before we get there, Tully Blanchard is going to fight the UWF Western States Heritage Champion, Barry Windham, to a draw. And it's interesting to note that only Blanchard's title was on the line for this one. The main event, though, that I was teasing, it's Dusty and Flair, 2 out of 3 best falls, or 2 out of 3 falls. Rhodes gets the first fall in 17 minutes. The second fall is 10 minutes later. Flair picks that one up. And then finally, Rhodes wins by DQ because Tully interferes. But Tully and Rick, 2 out of 3 falls. Great main event to start a bash, is it not?
Yeah. That sounded like 10 matches. That was a big card, right?
Huge card, tons of talent. And the beat goes on, man. 15,000 fans are at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. This is the Jim Crockett Promotions debut here on July 2nd, 1987. It's also the debut of you guys in the venue. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.